Oh God. Blow money fast. That was my middle name. Like, I was getting new Jordans every week, got my hair done every week, nails done every week. I was blowing money. But now that I'm older, a little more mature, want to retire early, I'm more conscious of how I spend my money. I want to stay with Tesla. Ideally, I would like to go to the Model Y. But the way that price looking, I have less than a year left on my lease for my Model 3 Tesla, and now I'm contemplating what's next. Am I going to stay with Tesla, or am I going to jump ship for a more purse-friendly option? So my lease ends on June 1st, 2024. I know I'm such a nerd for this, but I am in planning, I like to plan way in advance. That way when the time get here, I'm not like just scrambling. So I got to figure out, oh my God, my lease is coming to an end. I got to get another car. And with there being so many new EVs on the market, I wanted to give myself really ample time to, look at them, cost comparison. Worst comes to worst, I would stay with the Model 3 if that's all my money could afford and nothing else was like comparable. Like, there's certain things that I could live without, but if it checks enough of the boxes, I will leave Tesla just to save the money. But I feel like when you purchasing a vehicle or when you get in a car, if you can afford to, get the car that you want, because at the end of the day, you're paying for it. Now, if you're one of those people that spend money, like blow money fast, don't take that advice. But if you're usually like me, pretty frugal, you don't wow out too much. Like, I don't have a lot of expenditures as far as like, I don't get my nails done on a regular. I don't get my hair done on a regular, so certain things I feel like I don't go out to Starbucks every week. Like, I'm very frugal in nature, so I don't like to spend money. Okay, I'm cheap. I got it honest. I'm cheap, and that's okay. I work hard and I don't like to waste my money. Now, when I was younger, oh God, blow money fast. That was my middle name. Like, I was getting new Jordans every week, got my hair done every week, nails done every week. I was blowing money. But now that I'm older, a little more mature, want to retire early, I'm more conscious of how I spend my money. So having said all that, yes, I am the nerdy girl with the Excel sheet with the comparison chart on these vehicles. So I will share the sheet that I used when I was comparing. Okay, so a little backstory. In my 20s, was I 20? Oh my God, I'm so old. Jesus, in my 20s, I had an F-150. Late 20s, okay, I was in my late 20s. I had a Ford F-150, and I loved that truck. It was a lease also, but I ended up going over the road driving, and it sat for many months. And I was like, it don't make sense to have this truck. It's brand new, just sitting, months at a time. I just gave the lease back. And that was one decision that I regret to this day, that I should have bought that freaking truck. Because, trucks hold their value over time, and it didn't have hardly any miles on it. Because I think when I took it back, it might have had 14,000 miles on it. It was like basically a new truck. So I have my Excel spreadsheet of the cost comparison, because before I got the Tesla, I was like, okay, like I said, what my philosophy is, you got to pay the car note anyway. Get what you want. So I wanted the F-150. But the way the gas prices was hitting, I was like, you know what? Let me see. I really like the Tesla. And that was when I wanted that one too. But I didn't think that it was within reach. Like, I didn't think I could afford the Tesla. So I did my little cost comparison. Doing that spreadsheet showed me that, even without the gas cost, the maintenance, tires, and all of that, oil changes, I was going to pay way more for the F-150 as an ongoing cost, as well as just purchasing it. So I was like, well, shoot, I can lease the Tesla. The timeline. My goal is to have a decision made before May. So let's just say my birthday is in April. For my birthday, I need to have a decision made on what's next. Because if I do go with the Tesla, I need to go ahead and start getting my order in, because my car, when I ordered it, I want to say it was 10 weeks exactly that it took for my vehicle, for me to get it, from me putting in the order to me actually going to pick it up. I want to say it was 10 weeks. I don't want to wait too close to time where I'm going to need to turn this vehicle in until I've decided on what I'm doing next. So that's the timeline. This is my short list of 10 vehicles that I am considering. So the Tesla Model Y is the standard. So if it costs more than a Tesla Model Y, it's off the list. So that's the first one on the list. These are in no particular order. The second one I have is the Polestar. 3 is Mach-E by Ford. Then I have the Chevy Volt as number 4. The Nissan Leaf is number 5. The Kia EV6 is number 6. Hyundai Ioniq is number 7. Kia EV9 is number 8, and Kia Niro is number 9, and then 10 I have the Hyundai Kona. So those are the 10 vehicles that I am considering for replacing my Model 3. So yeah. So the criteria for me to leave, it has to have heated seats. I have to be saving a minimum of $200 per month. Insurance included, and it has to be a fully electric vehicle. I don't want a hybrid. There is plenty more criteria that I will be comparing, but those are the main top 3. If they don't meet one of those 3, they are automatically going to be off the list. My goal is to whittle that top 10 list down to 5 by that criteria. Once I get the list whittled down just based on facts and figures, then I'm going to go start test driving each of the vehicles that's left on the list. Final 3 vehicles, I can rent each one for like a week. That way I can get a real good feel of how the vehicle drives and that kind of thing. Any of you automakers out there want to sponsor and send me a vehicle to try that's on my list, I will be happy to test it and give an honest review. So if you have a vehicle that you think can compare, that's in that price range, I'll leave my email below. So some of the reasons why I love my Tesla that's gonna make it hard to get rid of it. I love the security of it. Just go to the app and look at the cameras to see what's going on around the. I love when I get in my car, the presets that it lets me out and it lets me in. So like the seats move to let you out. So like you could preset your seats. So I love that. Ability to leave my air going while I'm out of the car. Like it'll keep the temperature at what I set it at. Or like if I'm leaving my pet in the car, which we don't have yet. But if I'm leaving my pet in the car, then you can set it to keep your pet. And it puts like a little notification on the screen like the pet is okay. Don't bust my windows out. I love that. The front, I use it 98% of the time. I hardly ever use my regular trunk. I love the cool minimalist look of it, especially on the inside. It's not a lot of clutter. It's not a lot of gadgets and stuff. Love the software updates that's over the air that I don't have to take my car in to be updated. It's just, you know, I'll get a text saying, you know, in the app that it needs an update and it'll update at this time. And I don't have to do nothing, no fuss, no muss. The car is got new bells and whistles when I get up in the morning, and I can get in the car and go. I love the Sentry. I love the recording. So like if somebody gets in an accident or somebody hits me or does something to the car, that I have recordings of everything. I love the app that is, you know, easy to use, nice interface. And I love that the vehicle is practically maintenance free for the first 3 years. 3 years you have to have the brakes checked. Some of the reasons that I would want to stay with Tesla is, of course, it's the luxury of it. Just the convenience. It's familiar. I know the setup. I know how to drive it. I love it. Of course, that's another reason. Number one reason that I may want to go, of course, is the cost. It's just It's expensive. It's an expensive vehicle. Even the lowest end vehicle for Tesla is expensive. And there are other options now. So we shall see. I want to be job optional. That being expensive is cutting into my main goal of retiring early. And it basically boils down to wants versus needs. I need a vehicle. It don't have to be a Tesla. Things that I hate about my Tesla. The number one thing is the customer service. They, like, outside of the app, like calling somebody on the phone, just forget it. Don't even bother. You're not getting anybody on the phone for anything, so don't even bother calling. The hidden costs, because my car is a lease, the two things that I did have fixed on the car, I don't know what they are because they were under warranty, and they don't disclose what it would have been, what the cost would have been had I had to pay out of pocket. It just, everything says 0 on the invoice. So I'm like, yo, what would this have cost me real life? And I have no idea of knowing what it would have been. I think one of the things was the latch, the front trunk, the latch, it was closed, but inside the computer was saying that it was open. So I'm driving down the highway and the computer is telling me that the front trunk is open, but it clearly wasn't open. So the sensor had gone bad. It was something that the tech came out and fixed, within a day, but I don't know what that would have cost me real life. And the other thing was the battery had died. The little small battery that's in the front trunk that powers all the windows and the doors and all that. I couldn't even get in my car because that little battery had died. And I don't know what that cost would have been if that was out of warranty. So those hidden costs are things that I don't like about it. Like I said earlier, the low entry to get in and out of the car. There's no handlebar, nothing to grab onto. So getting in and out of the car can be challenging sometimes. The insurance is much higher. Supposedly, Tesla is bringing Tesla insurance to Florida. That was supposed to happen in October of last year, but it hasn't happened yet. And insurance costs here are through the roof. And then it doesn't come with a spare. There's no spare tire. Tesla doesn't provide like an air pump or anything. So if you get in trouble with your tires, you just out of gas. So yeah, those are things that I don't like about Tesla. But yeah. I forgot. Also, if you purchase a new Tesla, it does not come with the charging cable, so you got to purchase that separately. That's another thing that I don't like about Tesla. Like, y'all making a lot of money. You can give people the doggone charge cable. So with the lease, it comes with it, but you got to give it back to them. That's fine. But if you purchase that vehicle, you would think they would give you the initial cable that comes with the car. Like, come on. It don't come with no car mats. You got to buy your own car mats. It don't come with no tire. It don't come with no cable. So it's just like, Tesla, y'all nickel and diamond for it to be a high-end vehicle, even though the 3 is on the low end. It's still, that's a lot of money for you to be that cheap. I'm just saying. So, if worst case scenario, if my pocket can stand it at the end of all of this, if I cannot find anything comparable that I will feel comfortable switching to, then I will go with the Model Y purchase if my pocket can stand it. If not, I probably would lease it. So we shall see by the end of April what my decision is going to be.